So I was like, I don't know, this girl, I think, what kind of likes me? Where I really caught on and said this girl likes me is when she asked for a picture. And I called Terrence and Sean. I was like, hey guys, come and take a picture with me. And then when they came, she gave them the phone.
You take
She gave them the phone and like, you take the picture, you just stand me. And that's when I knew. So out of curiosity, I was just like, hey, what's up?
Yo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. What's going on?
We back, people, with episode 3, and we want to give a huge shout out to those that have been watching episode 1 and 2. If you're not in the loop, make sure you go and check, guys. Their videos down below, guys. Come on. Otherwise, we're here. Let's talk more, gents. Guys, I've got a yarn.
What's up?
Let me tell you a story.
Please tell them not to mind my hair. I know my hair looks
scruffy
today, but I still look cute. Trust me, I cute now. Still look handsome.
You look big six. That's you.
You see the watch. Blinging. You see the watch.
Guys, let me tell you, Anya. I got beaten up for a chick when I was at Bulawayo, and this was quite some time back. Yo. I was in a car and I got trapped. But let me tell you what happened. So there was this girl I liked that was in junior council, right? And she went to I can't say which school, but she went to a certain school. This is like years back, you know.
But this was like 2011 kind of days.
2011, 20, I can say maybe, 20, I don't know which year, but around between 2011 and 2014, around that period. So I wasn't dating this chick, but she stayed near my house, right? And then we met up, we took a stroll around the neighborhood and we talked, and she asked me to dance for her at some point, and I danced and stuff, and we had a good time. Then she took me to her flat, right? She took me to her flat and said, hey, Sha, I want you to meet my sister and where I stay. Can you jump in the flat? What? I was like, fine. Then we go upstairs, and then I get inside the house. I don't even go past like the door area. I just got to the inside the door, and that was it. I met the younger sister, and another sibling or aunt or something, that younger aunt. As we were leaving the house now, the stepfather and the friend approached now.
The stepfather and his friend.
Okay, right. Then I greeted them, and then we were now off, right? And then the stepfather told the girl that I was with now, the chick, like, what? Stay behind and what? Continue cooking. Then I was like, all right, guys, I'm out. As I'm making my way out, the stepfather, when I was now downstairs, stopped me and like, hey, boss, where are you going? And I was like, no, I'm going to this place here, so it's not too far from here. So like, no, come in the car, I'll take you. So me, I'm thinking, you know what? Let me try and get in the good books with this family, because I really like this girl. So me and her might hit things off. So might as well just get into this. And then I get in the car. They lock the doors, and they start talking like, so you're busy smashing my youngster in my own house. Then I'm like, no, I wasn't, because I was just there. She told me just to come and see the house, and then it's like, no, you were smashing my house. Why? What other reason? Why are you there? And I was like, no, I'm not smashing you like anything. I just came and they started clapping me. He started clapping me. The friend got involved and also started clapping me. I'm like, guys, what's going on? And they're like, hey, why are you smashing my light in my house? Then I'm like, guys, are you for real? And he said, trapping. It now became a brawl, and I got so pissed. I also started fighting back. So now it was like, I'll be hitting him. This guy pushes me back. He'll be clapping me until I managed to open the door. And I opened the door and I bolted and I ran. I ran.
Wait, so it was just the two of them in the item?
Yeah, just the two of them. And I never saw that girl again. I never bothered looking for her again. I never bothered seeing what happened. I didn't even care.
Yeah, it's Kim.
And I left it.
You suffered for another guy's sins. Yeah. I think there was another guy that had been to the house constantly, but they hadn't seen the old. So and you know, like neighbors just be speaking, and people need to mind their business also. Neighbors be speaking, and then I think when they saw you, they just thought, this is the youngster everyone is talking about.
But you know what?
I got hit, bro. I was a bro. And it's like a small car. So it was him, driver's seat, passenger seat, me in the middle. And the chairs were leaned back. So really, it was on.
I wasn't like...
I was on. Here, I just knew in my head, I was like, it's either fight or die. Choose. Fight or just become a chicken and die. But I told myself, son.
Like that's I think you know what I support the party though.
To trap or what?
Do you know why? Wait, you know what?
You support what?
No, like
the stepdad.
Yeah, why?
And he's a stepdad also. You need to step his way out.
So you don't even question. You don't even ask to see what's going on. You just go in and
you're looking at it from your point of view.
That's the only view to look at it.
No, I'm looking at it from. I think a lot of people have been saved from a lot of trouble and a lot of shit because of strict parents and because of that kind of behavior.
Yeah, but you can't just be trapping on.
No, I understand, right? I'm looking at it from his point of view, right?
No, but you can't just...
Like what you said, maybe there was an old no who's been smashing the last 3 months.
But you can't just be...
I'm going to use teach and make him the example.
No, but we don't...
No, like maybe you are the own that then showed that the day is like, I want to build this own.
You hit the wrong own and it goes left. Over the stupid man.
No, look, I'm just saying, I'm just saying that, look, let's protect our kids, right? These days on, we've got these Ama 2Ks that behavior, right, is wild. It's out there. There's little protection from them. You go to these clubs here, you find 19, 20-year-olds being used by owns our age, right?
Is it little protection or are they choosing not to want to be protected?
It's also I think it's also coming back to the strict parents because like it's a 50-50 kind of matchup. Like to say that if your parents are overprotective and they're shielding you from a lot of things that the world has to offer, it now forces the child to become very curious about these things. So the worst thing is that you see they discover this thing when they're in high school and they move along the scene with it until they get to uni. Because like I always tell people, if you want to really learn life, university will test you.
No one is babying you by yourself.
So you're pampered and you're kept in like for so long. The day you go to university, that's crazy.
I'll ask Ricky a simple question. Is it okay to hit kids?
Yeah.
Is it okay for you? Do you think it's okay
to trap?
Yeah, but proper.
My kids, not kids that I don't know.
Okay, so anyway, so not having asked this question, it comes down to what you were saying. You saying protection. Obviously, we are depicting this because this is a very controversial topic. Obviously, we are, especially when it comes to reprimandation for kids, we are depicting this from how we grew up. Where society is right now, you know, they look down upon, and in some states, it's a crime.
Yeah,
to
for
hit
sure.
kids. So then comes the question, like I asked you before: is it really that they're not being protected, or is it that they are rejecting the protection using rights? Because now the issue then comes down to you are saying the Ama 2K in the house, in the clubs, backing out. Well, if I said backing out, that makes it seem like it was old. Times before, there was consequences and reprimandation that came with such behavior. Now, for you to reprimand a child, a case might be created against you, or this child has got rights and they've got people who are on their side. I'll give you an example. Obviously, it's not as extreme in Zimbabwe, but like in the UK, you find out kids are getting their moms arrested. That is blasphemy.
Yeah, that's
you
crazy.
know, in Africa,
Your
getting your mom arrested. Blasphemy, bro.
I think maybe for us it's also access to the Western world. Like, of course, we had access to movies and whatnot, right? But now we've got access to TikTok, we've got access to Instagram and whatnot. We're able to see how these white kids or these American kids are able to shout at their parents and get away with it.
Not just white kids anymore.
Yeah.
No, at this point,
Everyone now.
But and then we think we can do that, you know. And to be honest, some parents do let their kids get away with it. Here in them.
Yeah.
And some are like, hey, in whose house, you know?
Yeah.
So I just think I think as kids we will never understand the things our parents are protecting us
and
from.
sacrificing us.
Yeah.
Sacrificing for us.
And because we don't, right? You know,
Social media has made us believe.
I was raised by a single mom, right?
Mm.
And she had to go through stuff, right? She had to go through getting pregnant, splitting up with my dad, living as a single mom, the hardships of being a single mom. So when she's protecting my sister, she's saying, you know what? You can't just sleep with any boy. You have to make sure that,
because there's consequences to that.
and when you become a single mom, she wants to explain that, you know what, I had to go 7 days without eating because, you know, or I had to go to work uphill both ways, you know, so that you can, I know, yeah.
No, I'm saying I like where you're going for, because it reminded me of something on television.
Yeah, so I just think parents protect us from things that they don't really tell us, but these things actually like protect us.
Yeah. It comes, like I said, it comes 50-50, because also the thing about parents is also that for them to have you, they would have had to sacrifice a lot. So meaning that they would have had to sacrifice their dreams, because they knew that I'm carrying a baby, I'm carrying a child. So at this point in time, I cannot do what I want. I have to think logical. I need to think mature. So they will have to sacrifice certain dreams.
Yeah.
But when you are born, the thing is that those dreams that they've sacrificed, they want you to fulfill at the same time. So it's kind of a selfish thought. So they'll come, like, not to say that every parent is like this, but at some point there is certain elements of that.
Yeah.
They want the best for you. At the same time, they're using their blueprint.
They're also living vicariously.
They're using their blueprint of, like, I wanted to be an archaeologist, but I couldn't. That
So
means teachers couldn't become
living
an archaeologist.
vicariously.
You see? But now at this point in time, where we're in the time of 2Ks, we're talking about 90s babies. Us were 90s babies. When we were 90s babies, things, blue collar jobs, doctor, pilot, accounting, engineering, architects, these were the jobs. These were the jobs that you're like, once you get into these jobs, you are it. But now you find out that we have reached a point where there's AI that can do things faster, better, more efficient than humans can. Meaning that jobs that are more into creative, more into one-on-one, talking to a human thing kind of vibes, so like arts, acting, singing, dancing, blogging, vlogging, all those things are now becoming more of the major jobs, because the architects, the accounting cannot keep up with this stuff. You see,
and the softwares to replace those guys.
You see, so that's why even like you see school kids now, they're like, I do not need to get a degree. I do not need to get a master's degree, because I can become famous on TikTok. All I need is that one video to become viral. And look at this guy named Speed, useless guy. I find he's a stupid guy. Like he goes for these major events like the Ballon d'Or ceremonies, and they hire him just to be a stupid idiot, just talking nonsense, going to legends like Djokovic and saying, "Hey, don't you play for Milan?" And you're like, this is one of the greatest of all time tennis players, and then you're treating him like that. Meaning that also the people that organize these events, they're doing it because they know that as much as this event needs to be like a very ceremonial look, black tie, suit, jacket type of thing, but they're also saying that, you know what, there's a lot of kids that do not watch this kind of thing because it's boring. So we're gonna bring in the guys that do these TikToks like Speed, where they're wearing a full suit but they're wearing the Yeezy Crocs, and they're just going up to people. They go to Holland, and then they're now announcing the winners, and you're shouting Cristiano, when it's actually that Messi that won, and you're just like, this is dinosaur behavior. This is like so
bad.
Fame
is the new currency now.
You see, so coming back to like how it is where the lifestyle where the kids is like, our parents were born in a generation where things were really hustling. Like that's when the male figure had to go to the job and the female figure had to stay at home. That was the type of time we were at. You know, where it's not like both of us go to work. So meaning that they were raised in that way, so that now when we were born as men, they were raising us to work hard. And they were teaching the females to what? To submit to the male. That's why you find out there's so many relationships in our era where the male is so violent to the woman, but they're still in the relationship because they're like, you know what, my mother taught me this, and
which is wrong.
Of course. But then because they were taught that, and that's something that's going to be passed down from generation to generation, unless you're the person that's going to be like
we admire the freedom of 2Ks, but it's at the cost.
Because like for us, when did you go to it? Like at what age did you go to a club for the first time? To be honest, as a 90s baby.
But I think maybe I was maybe 21, 22.
21, 22. I think for me I was
club.
I think
I was club about.
I had 22.
Club maybe. I was you also in blues. I was fast. Club maybe 1920. But going out, just chilling with my brothers maybe when I was like 12. But I was also raised very differently. Like some people used to get mom. I don't know if I should say this. My mom used to smack me for being sad. Now you guys think it's a joke. I'm very serious. I used to come back from school and she would smack me and say, "Why do you have a long face?" Because my house was based on being happy, and people used to make fun of each other for my granny. My granny used to crack jokes. All of us could be comedians. That's why I am the way I am. So that's why I don't let small things get to me, and I'm always happy. And people are like, "I do feel well," because my mom used to hit me for being sad. Because at the end of the day, my mom used to say to me, "There is nothing in this world that's worth frowning for, except death." But even in my death, I want you to celebrate. So how I grew up was very like, I remember when my mom passed away. Before I wanted to go into what I wanted to go to, when my mom passed away, she was the most important person in my life. I shit you not, I cried for 3 hours. Panashe came, all of us cried. After 3 hours, we were outside talking jokes. Me and my cousins and everyone was there. They were going, we'll go buy cigarettes, go buy drinks. And that was it. Because how my family deals with death is very different from how most people deal. Most people want it to be dramatic. Now, is it your fault? I don't know. People feel however they want to feel. I don't tell people how to feel. But my family deals with death very differently. My family has always been about happiness. So we mourn. After that, we celebrate that everyone is here. I haven't seen you in 20 years. It's bad that death had to bring us together. But how are you doing? How are you? That's how my family sees this. But anyway, as we diverge, I was trying to say, what you said is interesting to me when you said about the mom working and hustling, and teacher said I'm a 2K creative, the creative sector of life is what is running right now. How do you feel about, well, this kind of goes into maybe being a culture, let's say, but what I was taking from that is, how do you feel about girls who are not being completely honest to other females? What I'm saying is, like what teacher was saying about blue collar jobs and the way girls are shitting on blue collar jobs and not realizing that if you are saying that you are not a real man or a real hustler or a high value man because you're a builder, then I think that's redundant, because the house that you're staying in, that you say is a 5-star house, had to be built by someone. So if you don't recognize the importance of those people that you're putting down on, then you wouldn't be able to survive. You wouldn't have a life to live with. By the way, this laptop that you use to create the things you create that make you a millionaire, someone has to put these things together. Someone has to put these parts together. So you can't shit on these people because you are using what they put together to make money. Because they don't own the company. That's stupid, because for you to be able to make money was because this person was sitting behind the desk putting things together, the motherboard and everything. And then you say that person is not a high value man, or he's not a good man, or he's not a hustler. But anyway, what do you feel about, besides women who are shitting on blue collar jobs, which I think is absolutely pathetic? What do you think about women who are lying to other women? For instance, okay, I don't like naming names, But there are women that we know in Zimbabwe that have gotten through in life by dating high-profile men. And having dating high-profile men, they go on social media and they lie to you. They say we work hard for our money. They post videos of them in holiday trips and whatever. And these little girls now are putting the same pressures on normal men or blue-collar job men or just people who are hustling and saying, hey, if you can't take me to France, Singapore, what, then you're not the man for me, whatever. What's your take on it? Because what upsets me is I don't mind you wanting what you want. It's the same as if a guy comes and says, I like a big booty. That's fine. So if a guy is allowed to say, I only want to date big booty women, a girl should be allowed to say, I only want to date men with money. It's preference. That's the truth. What I don't like is the way women are setting each other up. Because men are always honest with each other. Hey, but listen, I'm making this money nefarious. If you want to get in with me, you get in. You feel getting where you feel. Women do not tell each other the truth. Women lie to each other. They just say, Ona you're not doing anything with your life. Tell them the truth. Tell them, listen, I'm sleeping with the minister. Tell them I'm sleeping with this. Tell them, hey, listen, I'm going to Dubai and I'm getting a train right on me. Sorry, excuse my French. Tell them the truth. Why are women not telling young women the truth? For this life that I'm living, that you want, has got a cost. Your morality, your dignity, why don't women tell each other the truth?
Because I think for guys, it's easier because guys from back in the day have got a track record of that. It's either they do the right way or they do the wrong way. It's like that. You're a gangster, you do things where you steal stuff, you're just like... But when it comes to a woman now, because a woman...
It's always seen as the person who does the things
it does the things the right way. They are the people that provide, they bring things to life. Women are the ones that can turn anything into something. They are the ones that can... You give them a building, you give them a foundation, they turn it into a home. You give them food, they turn it into a meal. You give them a seed, they turn it into a baby. Things that women do things that men cannot, and only men can dream of. That's why some of them, I guess, were turning the other corner. But then women do things that men can only dream of. At the same time, men do things that women can only dream of. That's why, I'm always for the fact that I believe in equality, but I also believe in that there's certain things men can do that women can't, and there's certain things women can do that men can't. And we need to understand that we cannot run the same race just because we were placed on earth with different job titles. We're placed on earth with different things that God has set for us. That God has said the role of the man is going to do this, the role of the woman is going to do this. So coming back to what you were saying is that now, because women know that already men were built for sex. That is a fact. Men were built for sex. That's why we don't have periods. Any day is tea time. Any day is tea time. For women, there's 7 days in the month where it's like...
It's cool.
It's weird. That's alright. But men were built. They're hardwired for sex. It's a serious thing. That's why you find that anything can really get a man aroused. That's why it's a mental thing. That's why things like porn addiction, things like that, men have to fight through them. Because those are the things that take down women. Wars are created because of women. One or lost, friendships can die like this because of women. Not saying women are bad, but we're just saying that the power of sex, because it's like we can have a girl here, but if there's no sex involved, then but if there's sex involved, then there's a different All of us are thinking differently. All of us are thinking about how can I make myself most viable candidate. You get it? So it comes back to this thing, and now women have learned this. That sex
is the way to get what they want.
Is the way to, even if you're not giving it, you're giving the idea that
it's possible.
That is possible.
Yeah.
Right. That's one. Now, like what you were saying, that now these older women now have learned the game to the extent that they now know that I can get a trip to Dubai. All I need to do is have this guy. Or find that guy that's willing to give. That I can give a good time.
Tell the youngsters.
Exactly. But you're not telling the youngsters that this is what you are pricing out. Because there's nothing else. It's not like a guy wants to be with you
for the sake of
being with
Yeah.
you. They want to be with you because they want to pound.
Yeah,
they want the
exactly.
sex. They look at that ass. They look at that ass and they all think about, I want to hit that ass. They look at your face. They think that, yeah, I can hit that face. You know, that's all they're thinking about. Like, it's sad and sick, but then that's the game. And then now, like I said, women are jumping on that train to say that now, okay, I can get something out of this, and I'm gonna use my body to lure it out. And now it's a bad thing because there's so much to offer. A woman has so much to offer. Like I always tell my wife that the most beautiful thing that I love is your brain, your intelligence, your smarts, your thinking. And if I cannot have a conversation with you for at least 15 to 30 minutes, then it's a done deal. I can't.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I think women, they have this thing of showing each other that I'm living this life, the life. You understand?
Without being honest.
Yeah, without being like
women,
the little things that's going
I
behind.
know there are men who do things like this, but do you know that there are women that will get into a combi with this empty suitcase, go to Robert Mugabe, take pictures with the tickets that she got onto a plane 3 months ago, then it will be sticking out, like by the passport there. Then you sit by the bench, you take a picture, and you say, I went to take off. Yeah, exactly. Someone who, like, you just go and stand in front of someone's car, take pictures with it, and act like it's yours. Like, there's so much faking that
both male and female.
Yeah, but I want to emphasize on how women do it and why they didn't lie. So now for them to then go and say, this iPhone 15 Pro Max that I have, I got it because I smashed so and so.
Minister, brother.
Yeah, they can't do that because now that discredits everything that they have.
And it comes back to, like I said, that if a guy sleeps with a minister, it becomes more of like a border thing. Like, hey, this guy, how do you do it? But if a woman does it, because of the aspect of a woman, that a woman is she is the household. She is the mother. She gives birth. So a woman, they place it aside because like a woman cannot do these things because it's not in her to do. But they're doing it. So when they do it, it now becomes a front page. Yeah.
But listen, women, especially like this whole feminist movement, there are these married women that will tell you, no, I don't cook for my husband because we're both tired and we're what. He also has to cook and whatnot. Half of them would take that shit on Twitter and go back home and cook.
It's the fakeness.
You understand?
Same as
they want to portray.
It's the same as when Beyonce was singing about female empowerment and Jay-Z cheated and she still went back.
Yeah.
Bro, the people that you think are working for you, it's the same as when I was having this argument with other girls. Sorry to interrupt you, but I remember I was having with these, they'll know the issue, they're having this conversation with these female dancers.
I think we should have some girls and talk about this one.
Yeah, I should. And I was asking them about loyalty. And they were telling me, if a man cheats, I'm out. And I kept laughing. And they were saying, why do you find this funny? And I said, I don't want to discredit you guys, but I feel like once you're in love and once you've invested a lot in something, it's very easy to just say, if you cheat, I'm gone.
Yeah.
You get me? Because as much as people want to say, yeah, me, once you cheat, I'm out, bro. I've seen a lot of people stick around with people who treat them bad. And it's, once again, it's another aspect where women lie to each other. Guys who tell each other the truth. I actually messed up. But I'm in love with this girl. Girls who meet each other and say, maybe just cruise one time, I'm gone. But we've seen this stick. We've seen even your heroes, the Beyoncés, all these people. We've seen them stick around. Even after they've perpetually said, it's one and done. It's not as easy when you care about someone. It's not as easy when you've invested in someone. But because there's this idea that, like what teacher was saying, because of how women are projected as caregivers and life givers and whatever, they put too much pressure on themselves to be perfect. Men accept that they're not perfect.
That's why
women do not want to accept that they're not perfect. they don't want to accept. That's why they will sell whatever they have to sell to the best of their abilities and whatever. They don't want to accept that we as women we are flawed. As much as men are flawed, because human beings in general are flawed. Women do not like the concept of knowing that they are flawed. You are like,
because
what's flawed?
It's a crazy.
Women never.
It's really interesting because like the fact that you see like taking it back to Adam and Eve, like Adam was created first, and then at some point God decided that you don't deserve to be alone, and then He created Eve. And at that moment in time, that's when the role of the man began. His role was to educate, to protect, to guide, to nurture, and to watch over Eve and let her know. Because God was like, here's Eve, everything I've taught you, teach her. That was His responsibility. And coming back to that, when Lucifer was tempting Eve, a lot of people say that Adam was there next to her. I really do not believe Adam was there.
Yeah.
I believe Adam was somewhere else, right? Because there was no way he would have let her with the command of God. Exactly. You see. So I really believe Adam was somewhere else. And the Bible says that Adam was with her in the garden. He didn't say Adam was there, was next to her. So you cannot say that.
No,
okay? But then that's another so I believe Adam was somewhere else. He failed as much as he failed, because there's certain aspects where Adam was supposed to say, Sha, if you find an animal talking to you, because there's not also another thing, people think that garden were eating, everyone was talking to each other, animals were like, Adam, what's up? I'm just flying. No, animals were doing their thing. Adam was talking. He just had dominion. He would just say a lion, shut that side. And the lion will shut that side. Whatever. So at some point, Eve should have realized that no. And that's when also the nyaya of ladies, that when another guy or someone else sweet talks to you and says the right things, it's not about how you say it. It's the right word that triggers certain things. It triggers me to listen and to hear, to say that, okay, this guy is saying things like that, but I'm going to say something at the end. Why are you waiting till the end? I know I'm going to go to his house and I know what he wants. I know he wants to smash. I know he wants to
But I won't.
But why are you going?
Why are you going?
Why are you going? So Lucifer did his thing.
Yeah.
Manipulated her mind. Used God's words. Manipulated it. Just like how some men be like, hey, Ricardo is at work the whole day. Hey, you don't see him. Yeah, I don't see him. He must be lonely, isn't he? He leaves you alone the whole day. Yes, he does. If only I was there, I was going to be a real man and protect you, I was going to be there with you. Maybe you should. I'm using the words and just switching them to you to hear the right thing. And next thing you know, she ate the apple.
She said you could another name. Did you finish your name?
I was saying before you finish it, just to top it up on this one, because I feel very passionate about this subject.
I know it is. It's tricky.
It's very deep, and we are going to leave it in the middle of it. You alluded to a point here. Wow, people don't like this. These are trigger words: roles, toxic masculinity. These have become very trigger words on social media. You alluded to the point where a woman tells you, "I don't want to cook," but goes on and cooks. And I think I once mentioned in one of the podcasts, a girl, or just talking with friends, a girl was being ridiculed for making pasta and cornflakes from scratch for her family, and she said she enjoys it. And I don't like giving such a simple analysis, but for all the women who say, I went to work, I'm tired, why should I cook for her? I do believe that not even every now and again, at least 2 times or once a week, I should cook for my wife. When I do get it, by the way, I'm not chasing you. But I've kind of found, anyway, that's not the thing. She knows the same. So, I think the idea that people don't understand is that you as a woman performing your role, another trigger word apparently. If, this is the simplest example I can give, if a thief comes into the house and they are about to harm your kids and child, no matter how tired your husband is, what you expect him to do?
Get up and fight.
Get up and do what he's supposed to do. So, no matter how tired you are, you can't cook. You get my sense. Where I'm saying could be there's a dishonesty that is perpetuating through women these days. A guy knows the truth. If I marry a woman, I'm probably at some point going to have to die for her. He will never lie to himself about that. He already knows. If I marry this woman, at some point I'm going to be required to die for her.
Right.
Women get married and they start selling themselves lies. Nah, really, I don't have to do that, do I? Nah, it's not really my... Social media says I don't have to. New, modern, third wave feminism says I don't have to. No, life is simple. Everyone has a role. Trigger word, I don't care. Everyone has a role. If my woman is in danger, I have to step in front of it and handle that. If I need to open doors, I open doors. If things require heavy lifting in the house, I have to do it. Simple, because men are stronger. There's no rocket science to this. It's not rocket science, bro. I was laughing. This girl was giving an example. She was on TikTok and she said, have you guys ever gone to... She was like, all these people are crying for, hey, we can do what men can do and all that. Have you guys ever gone to your boyfriend or husband and said, babe, I want you to hold me as tight as you can, and I want to try and break out? And you actually broke out of his grip. How many women have done that? What makes you think that at a certain point I can stand next to a man and say, we are the same people?
We're not this. You know what? I wish women.
It's not about power. Women are stronger, emotionally intelligent, more emotionally intelligent than women. Men are stronger at being more logical. Everyone should just perform their role. I would do the thinking for us. If it's a life and death situation, as a man, I'm trusted to handle the situation better because I'm thinking with logic, not with emotions. Women, when it comes to that, they think with the emotions, which puts everyone in danger. But when it comes to family things, when it comes to death, handling family dinners, family squabbles, what. Women are more in tune emotionally to what the family needs emotionally, so we let her handle that. Everyone has a role to play. Everyone has a part to play. I don't know why people want to deny these things. I don't know why people want to create these funny things because everyone wants to be a man now. When you were a woman and now you were a woman who was now a man, but a man who was now a woman, but a woman was manly and manly. Whatever it is, whatever they're doing, it is simple. There is no... Soon as you... The first thing that attracts you... Here's the funny thing. All those women who believe they are strong, the first thing that attracts them about a man is his masculinity.
His masculinity.
Soon as he enters the room, she's like, wow, he commands.
Exactly.
So if that is naturally what you're attracted to,
alpha. Yeah. You never want to...
Why do you want to fight it?
You never,
correct it.
You never
Why do
want
you correct
to...
something you're attracted to, bro?
You never want to...
But I wish women knew how powerful, how amazing, how...
They don't need to lie, boss.
In their role, huh?
How strong in their
like,
bro.
Do you know that a woman can, in as much as okay, if you ask the older men, right, like married men, some of them, yes, they used to beat up their wives and not, but a lot of them, they would go to the bar and then they'll start lying to each other. Hey, I'm throwing them cards. Hey, what, right? And each and everyone knows that if my wife calls now,
they're going home.
They're going home.
They're going home.
If my wife just says this, it is happening.
Yeah.
Look at. I think the perfect example for me of what a marriage should be is that everybody hates Chris. He's valiant. He's Terry Crews and his wife.
Father was very masculine and very commanding, but his wife ran the house.
Exactly, you know, like that's
which
kind of
which is that's a domain, huh? That's a domain.
And that lady,
despite her working, once it was house issues,
she took control, you know.
Yeah.
This guy made sure they ate, they paid rent, everything was in order.
But she still went to him and said, babe, I need this amount of money. This is what we need. This is what we need. She didn't just make things. Like she had the vision of the house. She had the things that she wanted to get done. She needed the bread and stuff. But she still went to the husband and said, hey, dude, we need this. And then because he always used to keep money like really tight to his pants, he was just like, really? We can just buy like a loaf of bread and we can just cut it instead of using the full slice, we just cut it into 4 pieces, and all 4 of us eat,
like,
you know. But still, she went back to him and said, "Babe," because at some point you need to give. The thing is also because of women, the new wave of women that I say that I can be a man. They're now replacing the masculinity of the man. Meaning that they're suppressing. You know, once you suppress a man's masculinity, once you take that away, their God-given role, they are lost to the world. And that's why they become homo, they become gay, they start trying to do things that they're not supposed to be doing. It's because they are lost.
And I hate the fact that those same people that you're talking about, Chris, are the same women who are going out and saying masculine men don't exist anymore. Well, you are suppressing it. And
you're killing them.
You're killing it. So you are killing that very thing that you are telling everyone to hate. And then after killing it, you are saying, how come I can't find a masculine man anymore? Because you are saying it's toxic. So dudes now are wimps now. They're trying to be emotional and whatever. And then you are saying, well, real men don't exist anymore. And come back at it, being real is toxic.
Yeah, like I honestly don't like that narrative that if I stand for what I believe in as a man,
you're toxic.
I'm toxic.
Yeah.
The minute, why is it women are allowed to have standards of the kind of men they want to date, but the minute I say I want someone who's got a Coca-Cola bottle shape, what, it's now a problem. I'm body shaming.
And the fact that a man, like I said, it comes down to what you're saying about honesty. A man who is a true knows he has no business
with a 10. No way.
But the women who are true are delusional.
They want the 10.
You know what?
To believe that if the 10 doesn't look my way, something's wrong with you. You are a tool.
Someone was saying that, like, the sad part about the dating pool is that 10% of men, 90% of men are fighting for 10% of women. Yet 90% of women are fighting for that 10%. Yeah, because there's, to be honest, not all, a lot of guys are not females. Maybe 80% of men in Zimbabwe, 90% of men in Zimbabwe, maybe even 95% of men.
In England, the study said only 1% of men in England and over 180K.
1%. Now, if you go to England,
all those women want that
1%
exactly,
and they're fighting for what? That 1%. 90% of British women will be fighting for that 1%.
1%, and then they're surprised.
And the worst part is that 1% will treat them like shit.
No, of course you treat them because he's got 6. Bruh, you are a 7. You are a 7. You are a 7.
As a guy,
and you, not as a girl. You are a 7 coming to me, the 1%. I know I'm earning 400K a year. I'm part of the 1%. You are a 7 coming to me and saying, be loyal to me. When Rihanna is in my DMs.
Can't.
And I must just somehow be like, this 7 is worth it, bro.
Yeah.
Go build a 7.
Coming back to another thing, like I was talking about Adam and Eve, which is basically Christianity. In other religions, I think also Christianity has become very lukewarm and diluted. Big time. Out of all the religions, for some reason, Christianity just because we have the freedom to really express, and
the New Testament,
where in the Old Testament where sin was dealt with therein. You sin in the Old Testament. It was a rap. We're burying you in a small corner by yourself and just hope you in hell. And then now in the Old Testament we're allowed to do things like that. So in Christianity it's very lenient. I met this girl in Germany, and I don't know for a lot of reasons as well, I guess, because Germany is very open now to more countries and cultures coming in because I guess of World War II, and because they want to really get away from how the things were back in the day. And they're now open to a lot of people coming through. And I asked her, she's a Muslim, and I was like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? So I noticed that she kind of liked me because everywhere I would be, she was there. everywhere I would be, she would be there. And I noticed like I know this
Did you
girl.
wear a hijab?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
So I was like, I know this girl, I think what kind of likes me. Where I really caught on and said this girl likes me is when she asked for a picture. And I called Terrence and Sean. I was like, hey guys, come and take a picture with me. And then when they came, she gave them the phone.
Hey, you take the picture.
She gave them the phone and like, you take the picture, you just stand there.
Oh,
and that's when I knew.
And
So out of curiosity, I was just like, hey, what's up? What religion are you? She's like, I'm a Muslim. I was like, okay, I'm a Christian. I really believe. Oh, by the way, I'm married. She's like, oh, you're married? Like, yeah, my wife is back home. How is your boyfriend? I'm just trying to pick her brain because I've never been in a situation where I've always read these things online. I wanted to hear from her. So I was like, how was your boyfriend? She's like, I don't have a boyfriend. She's like, oh. I'm like, oh, you don't have a boyfriend? She's like, yes. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Can I ask you something? How would your family take it if a person out of your religion wants to date you? She's like,
Never.
never.
Yeah,
It is completely taboo. So I was like, okay. So hypothetically, if I wasn't married and clearly you're interested in me, what next? And she's like, yeah, I do like you and I just thought you were a good dancer and stuff. I was like, yeah, but then I'm a Christian. I'm not changing. What then? Then she's like, I guess we won't be able to date and stuff. I'm like, okay, how does dating work? She's like, most of the time I do not know who my person is, and usually most of the time the dating is a span of a month, and that dating is for me to get to know you before we get married.
Yeah, it's arranged.
It's arranged already. I was like, oh, okay, that's very interesting. So your family is strict like that? She's like, very strict. So I cannot go out and date or anything like that. Then I started telling Terrence on the way, I was like, this is very interesting. Like, this girl was she was really telling me throughout the whole day when we were doing the workshop and then we did the show at the end. And only in her head, she knew that there's no plan here, there's no deal. But yet she was still interested. Meaning that it's either somehow I converted and became a Muslim and then maybe, you know. But then even though, like you're thinking, okay, in other religions it's very strict. And like coming back to what you're saying about the parents, that she liked what she saw. She liked that I like this guy. He's a good dancer and stuff. But she was like, nah, there's no chance. All I can do is just like.
My brother went to.
That's it. All I can do is like. And she knew that if I take this guy home, or if I just mention, or even get seen with this guy, it's a done.
You can't stop attraction, but the truth is,
you know. But then in Christianity, you are busy flirting with the whole world.
You are not well. Once again, we have to start by saying, rightfully or wrongfully, whatever you depict. By Christians, obviously, how the Islamist move is wrong to us, but trying to be diplomatically correct, which is another thing that Christians do. Funny thing that we say this. Why is it like what you say? Why is that as Christians we entertain being with someone? I guess it comes down to the fact that, especially the New Testament is so predicated on winning souls. So I guess we've kind of took that gospel and kind of ran with it to the point now.
No matter how or where
I can be with anyone I want, no matter who they are.
All I can do
but
is
with other religions, they're like, bruh, strictly you move with people that are, you're getting where you fit in. You move with people that are part of, your menu box, whatever it is. But Christianities are very more open to kind of, it's like, not to dig on homosexuals, whatever, because, what you do with your body is you, and what you do with your life is your life. But other religions would accept that. Christians recently are accepting you to be with same-sex marriages. And like what Teach was saying, why is it that Christianity is the only religion that seems to always get diluted? Is it because of that gospel that says, that encourages us to win lost souls? Or is it just generally we as Christians ourselves are just very, like you say, are very lukewarm believers?
I think Christians are just very lackluster, and like you're saying, it's so diluted. I think, to be honest, I think Christianity is the only religion where you talk about doctrines. You can have SDA, Catholics,
that's an interesting one.
all these people.
My mom encouraged. I think of all the different domains that exist. I think I read something on YouTube that said 93. I don't know how many in Zimbabwe, but in the world itself, I think in Zimbabwe alone I've attended 11 different denominations.
And they probably
because before my mom passed away, she said to me, your only desire should be to understand the truth. And once you understand the truth, you will live your life the way you want to live it. So those words, they kept with it. So I used to always go to different churches and say, I want to understand what your truth is, what you believe your truth is, what your truth is, what your truth is, what your truth is. After I've gone to all these people, and then I sit and I say, what is my truth? What I found out is salvation is between you and God. Right? And a lot of us believe that shortcuts are a way of life. So I want to find a way to put someone in front of me who can create a shortcut. But there is no shortcut to greatness. Neither is there a shortcut to salvation. So now we as Zimbabweans, why there are so many denominations is because now I'm looking at a pastor who speaks eloquently. I remember having a conversation with someone saying, be very careful with people who speak eloquently. Those words are very deceiving. You meet a pastor who speaks so eloquently and then you think he can be my path to God.
It's like how,
and we are very easily sold on trying to do things the easy way. If I follow Ricky knows what to talk.
Of course. And on the show, in the name of Jesus.
With him, I can get to God. With him, I'll get to God. With him, I'll get to God.
I'll always come back to the book, which is the Bible, and I'll always go back to Jesus. And especially, there's things I hate about some churches and some pastors. One, I hate churches and pastors that have got titles. Deacon this, pastor this, prophet this. Jesus came as Jesus.
Elder this.
Jesus came as Jesus. There was no special name. There was no title in front. He came as Jesus. Moses was Moses. Abraham was Abraham. Noah was Noah. Adam was Adam. There's no special name.
Like
okay?
Kim Jong-un. Like Kim Jong-un. There's no short. There's no supreme
for the road.
We're
about to wrap it up. So, and then also another thing is that I don't like is that when they're removing demons, it's a whole spectacle, bruh.
And you have to fall.
You have to fall. They have to hold you. It's almost like a WWE roll.
Then ushers have to run around.
And if you don't fall, they say, this demon is fighting back. And you're like, wow.
Ushers have to be running around.
It doesn't make sense. But then when you read the book of Matthew where Jesus went to that island, to that island, and then he saw Legion, right? And Legion already knew when he got there, he's like, is it our time? And Jesus said no. All he said is like, get out of this guy, go to those pigs, jump off the cliff. And it was done. He didn't have Peter, John, James hold this guy down and pray. And the thing is, people read the Bible, or they assume they read the Bible, but then they do not say, wait, this pastor did this, or Jesus did this. How are they the same? How is this pastor saying that I get my source, my energy, my fulfillment, my revelation from Jesus Christ, but yet I do things on a real basis? Jesus never asked for money, but yet this pastor is like, if you want to know where you're going to be in 3 years, and which job title you're going to have, follow me, send me a card.
Like these guys at church, but these guys that to tell you, you need to come and if you need to come and see me, pay $300.
Yeah. What kind of pastors are those?
Buy this brick and put it now.
Yeah. There's a pastor here that was doing gold mafia stuff. There's a pastor.
So you tell me Jesus.
There's a pastor that was here doing gold mafia stuff, and everyone saw it on TV. but then yet there are some people going to his church continually.
And they hate that your pastor is a hustler. Okay.
Even that whole TB Joshua scandal, right? God rest his soul, but I think when accusations like that come out and you're quick to say, no, he's a man of God, he did not do that.
Let him rest. They say let him rest. He's dead now.
Nah,
they say let him rest.
I think let people speak their truths.
So
the same way people like Jonathan Majors face their court days in court. Well, he's dead, so he can't. But I'm saying, all these Bill Cosby's, R. Kelly's, these kind of people, they all face their days in court. Yeah, like people are never really quick to defend those guys. Now that it's TP Joshua, we have. Nah, I think
it's just leniency that I don't know because Christianity out of all the religions has the New Testament where it's brought in a new law where that you don't have to you can actually be forgiven for the sins that you've committed because Jesus Christ has made it right. So now everyone has done it. Other religions have certain laws that are very, very like right now it's what's happening right now? Ramadan. It's the whole world. No matter where it is, where you are, and their loyalty. In the soccer matches, they're stopping at like the 70th, 60th, depending on the time frame, for one person, to have their break to break their fast.
What are we doing for Christians?
What are we doing for
Christians? We're not doing anything for Christians, but Christians accept everything.
I think like it goes
Christians are like, no, you guys don't have to do it, because we as Christians, we're so liberal. We're so liberal.
No, it's very sad, and of course, coming back to this whole the gay things and stuff like that. And like I said, for me, I've got friends that are gay, and I let them be. But it comes close to the thing to say that I'll bring in Sodom and Gomorrah, and I'll bring in this. God deals with things when he deals with things when they become a big thing. Why I say this is because when you sin individually, God will deal with you by yourself. If you sin as an individual, God will deal with you. If we sin as a collective community, He will deal with the community. If you sin with a city or a nation, He will deal with that nation. If you sin as a country, He will deal with that country. Sodom and Gomorrah were a whole town and city. He dealt with that city. And then He allowed Lot and his family to leave, except for his wife, because the wife liked things. And she turned into salt.
Wait, someone was asking.
Like most women who always like things.
Who saw that her turning to salt? Because no one is allowed to.
No, when the aftermath came.
We're walking now.
Who knows?
When everything was said and done, they were just like, I'm sure they might. Like, okay, guys, when you read the stories, you also need to leave room to be like, okay. Like, I can't just say, I went to Ricky's and I ate and we did the podcast and I went home. Now I'm going to be like, he went to Ricky's, he ate, he did the podcast, he went home. There's a lot that happened.
When did you shit?
When did we do the setup? So when I read the Bible, I try to link the dots. So they were running, Lot was, and his family were, his wife was just like, I want to see what's going on.
Was imagine
and it turned into salt. Then later on, when everything was said and done, boom, 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 Lot was now like, hey, Samantha, Samantha. This chick.
Now we're gonna use it for meat.
Yeah. So I'm just assuming they must have went back to check.
But also, can I ask something? There's something that I've been really thinking about. What do you think about being a monk?
As you wrap up. I think the Christian in me says it's crazy. The human in me says I admire their, I don't know, I'm trying to find the right word. I admire their devotion.
Yeah, their dedication to that thing.
Their dedication and discipline and devotion is commendable. And I feel like you'd only be a fool if you deny yourself education from a stranger, because he's a stranger. Hence what I'm saying, I would be a fool if I denied admiring the devotion that other religions have. And I think being a monk, to whatever extent it is very honorable. And if it is someone's desire, do your thing. I would personally encourage you to be a Christian.
I've got a question before we say goodbye. And
I
then
personally
this one
encourage you
will
to be a
continue it on the 4th episode. So make sure you stay tuned.
Yeah, make sure.
My question
Make sure.
is, would you take a vow of silence?
To be honest,
Don't answer now. Guys, this is the 3rd episode of the
Yes.
More.
show.
We want you to really sink in. Would you take a vow of silence? No matter who, where, how, when, or what is happening, you cannot say nothing. Guys, it's been a lovely episode. We love you guys. From me to you, from the chairs to you. Shout out. See you in the next episode, guys.
Adios.